You'll either become a soldier, or a stranger. Those were the last words my father said before the heavy wooden door slammed shut behind me. I was just 17. The rain had been falling hard that night, soaking through my thin jacket, but it was nothing compared to the cold spreading inside my chest. I stood there on the front porch, suitcase in hand, realizing that I no longer had a home. I turned and walked away, my heart heavier than my luggage, my mind spinning with everything I just lost, and everything I still hoped to become. From the very beginning, I was born into two worlds that didn't always understand each other. My mother, Karen, was American, kind, soft-spoken, and always smelled like fresh baked bread. She'd grown up in a small Ohio town and met my father while volunteering in West Africa with a medical program. My father, Musa, was a proud African man with deep eyes and a voice that filled the room without shouting. He came from a line of warriors, farmers, and leaders. A man who believed strength was everything. Growing up, our house was filled with two cultures. We had peanut soup and fried chicken. We had jazz on some days and traditional drumming on others. My mother decorated the house with books and framed quotes, while my father hung woven cloths and wooden carvings from his village. But there was one thing we never agreed on: my future. From the time I was a child, I would stand in the backyard, arms outstretched like wings, staring up at the sky. I memorized plane models before I could spell my own name properly. I knew every flight path over our neighborhood. I dreamed of flying, becoming a pilot, soaring through the clouds, visiting cities I'd only seen in books. But my father had other plans. He believed that a man should serve. That discipline and honor came from military service. That the uniform of a soldier was the only path to becoming a real man. "You'll join the army, and you'll come back a lion," he used to say. "No, Baba," I would reply gently. "I want to fly. I want to see the world." He didn't understand. Maybe he couldn't. Our arguments started small but grew sharper each year. Until one night, everything exploded. I told him I had applied to a pilot training program at a local aviation school. He said I had betrayed everything he stood for. My mother cried. I packed my bag. He told me to leave. And I did. That night, I became an outcast. The years that followed were not easy. I had no place to call home. I took up odd jobs: dishwasher, gas station clerk, janitor, whatever it took to survive. I slept in shelters sometimes, in a friend's car other nights. But no matter where I ended up, I never let go of my dream. I studied. Every night. Even when I was exhausted. I saved every dollar I could. Sometimes I missed meals. Sometimes I missed birthdays. Every Christmas, I would look at the phone, wondering if I should call my mother. But I couldn't face the silence on the other end if my father answered instead. And through it all, I kept chasing the sky. There were times I almost gave up. Times I broke down crying in the back of a diner after a long shift. But every time I saw a plane pass overhead, something inside me lit up again. 15 years passed like a blur. I became a man out in the world. A man built by pain, silence, and determination. And finally, the day came. The first time I sat in a cockpit, I cried. The controls in my hands. The engines hum. The horizon stretching endlessly before me. That feeling of finally being where you were always meant to be, it's something words can't explain. And the moment they gave me my pilot wings, I didn't celebrate. I didn't throw a party. I didn't post it online. I booked a flight home. The house looked smaller than I remembered. The garden was overgrown. The windows were dusty. I stepped up to the same porch where I had once stood, heartbroken and soaked in rain. This time, I knocked gently. A long silence followed. Then, slowly, the door creaked open. But it wasn't my father who stood there. It was my mother. Her hair had gone white. Her eyes had sunk deeper, surrounded by wrinkles. But when she saw me, they lit up. She didn't speak. She just placed a trembling hand over her heart and hugged me. And then, She whispered the words that shattered me. He waited for you, every day. He died last year.